All right, what we are looking at today is option theory and valuation. Of course, the topic we are about to treat on the online class, what I'm trying to achieve is if you could deal with the theory, all the theoretical aspect on the online class, then we could, when we meet on Saturday by God's grace, then we could go into questions straight. So we are looking at option theory and valuation. Now, like this topic may become of us for the first time because option theory or option market is an emerging market. Just like the stock market, the foreign currency markets, the bond market. An emerging market is what we call the option market. The outline of our discussion this afternoon, you can take down. The outline of our discussion: 1, what is option? 2, what are the types of option? 2, what are the types of option? 3, terms associated with option theory. I can't hear anything. Please, can you confirm? There's a message from Gloria saying I cannot hear anything.
I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
All right, that means Gloria, the challenge is your device.
Gloria, check if you are using earpiece now so I can remove it. We are hearing him.
Okay. I will present the slide. I'm just I'm outlining our discussion. Let me chat this person. There's audio signal. I don't know where you are getting yours from. Just 1 minute. I'm trying to respond to this group. The material has been shared to the group. Oh, you don't have it? Oh. Oh.
I will forward the material again on the group.
Okay, I know the person that is talking is on the online group. Please, just 1 minute. We'll continue the class shortly. Let me just share this material with the online group people. Here is the material. So we just need to share. I'm trying to get the chief host. The material will be shared shortly. Now, for those not getting audio signal, the problem is your device or your location. Others can hear me, and my volume is in 100%. Please, just 1 minute. The slide will be shared very soon. Please, just 1 minute. The chief host will log on so that we can share material. What we are discussing is, or the topic we are treating is option theory and valuation. Option theory and valuation. Amaka, the material has been with the online group.
Yes, I've seen it, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks so much. Yes. Like I said, the topic may be coming to some of us for the first time. Particularly if you are just writing SFM for the first time, you may be taking option theory for the first time. Like every new knowledge, it comes with its own peculiarity. Some of the terms we are going to be mentioning on this topic may be coming to us for the first time. Please, let's exercise patience. I believe that with patience and perseverance, we'll be able to understand the concepts and we can deal with the topic. So if you are hearing some terms for the first time, please exercise patience. Just like every new knowledge, there's a learning curve process. I thought you want to just log on. Maybe it's having problem logging on.
Hello, Ashwaju.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, can
Yeah.
I share now?
Please go ahead.
All right, please allow us to run the class smoothly. All right, the material has been shared. Let us go to the business proper. Notwithstanding, I'm aware that some of us, we like to jot down some points. No problem. As much as possible, just try to imagine that you are in a physical class. First, what is option? What is option? Option is the right, but not the obligation. Option is the right, but not the obligation to buy or sell an underlying asset at a pre-specified price for a certain length of time. Option is the right, but not the obligation to buy or sell an underlying asset. Look at it here, please. Is somebody conflicting the class? Okay. Big Grace, your device is conflicting the class. Please, can you mute?
Sir, as the admin, you can mute everybody, please.
All right, let's go on, please. I want to highlight that point I've mentioned. Option is the right to buy or sell an underlying asset at a pre-specified price for a certain length of period. Let us explain that. The underlying assets could be stock, bond, foreign currencies, and various kinds of financial indexes. The underlying assets could be stock or bond or foreign currencies, commodities, and various kinds of financial indexes. There are two classes of options: call option or put option. The right to buy an underlying asset is known as call option. A call option gives the holder the right, but not the obligation, to buy an underlying asset at a pre-specified price. The pre-specified price is known as exercise price or strike price. So if you obtain the right, if you want to obtain the right to buy an asset, then you are talking about call option. If you want to obtain a right to buy an asset at a pre-specified price within a specified future period or on a particular future date, the appropriate contracts you are going to get is call option. The call option is the right to buy. The put option, number 2. We have call option or put option. The put option is the right to sell an underlying asset at a pre-specified price within a future specified period. We have explained what is option. We have explained the 2 classes of option, a call option or put option. Let us explain option premium. The option contracts involves payment of a premium, whether or not the right is exercised. The option contracts involves payment of a premium, whether or not the right is exercised. For example, if you want to obtain a right to buy an asset at a future period, you are going to pay a premium to obtain the rights. That premium must be paid immediately. The premium to obtain rights to buy is called call premium or call price. The premium paid to obtain the rights to buy an asset at a future specified period is known as the call premium or the put or the call price. Please note that. Why the premium paid? To obtain the rights to sell an asset at a future period is known as put premium or put price. We are trying to keep the class. We are trying to keep the class pace not too fast. Let us take illustration to this. We have explained definition of option. We have explained call option. We have explained put option. We have discussed the option premium. The option premium is the payment paid to obtain call option or put option. The option premium is the premium paid to obtain a call option or a put option. Now let us take illustration to this. Please let us listen very well to this illustration because you are going to answer a question after the illustration. Today is 10th of April. Today, 10th of April. Let us assume you are expecting your half-year bonus in June. Let us assume that your company normally pay 6-month bonus, and the bonus will be paid in June. So you are expecting some money in June, and you plan to invest the money in First Bank shares. You are expecting some money in June, and you plan to use that money to buy First Bank shares. Bank shares today, as at 10th of April. The price of First Bank shares as at today is available in the stock market. But you plan to buy First Bank shares in June. You are going to be buying First Bank shares on the 30th June, when you get your half-year bonus. Now you now approach the option market. As at today, 10th of April, you approach the option market. To obtain a right to be able to buy First Bank shares at a price agreed today. You are going to buy First Bank shares on 30th of June, but you are going to agree a price today for the shares to be purchased in June. That is like 3 months' time. April, May, June. In 3 months' time, you want to buy First Bank shares. You now obtain a right today, 10th of April, with an intention to buy First Bank shares on the 10th of June. You now agree a price with the option market that I want to buy First Bank shares at a price of 50 naira per share on that price agreed today. That pre-specified price is what we call the exercise price. That price agreed, 50 naira is the exercise price. So you have obtained the right to buy First Bank shares at 50 naira per share. Come 10th June. Now, to obtain that right, you must pay a premium, you must make a payment in order to obtain that right. The payments made to obtain the right to buy the asset at a future date is known as option premium. That premium must be paid immediately in order to obtain the right to buy an asset at a future date. Now let us assume that you have paid the premium. You have obtained the right to buy First Bank shares at 50 naira per share. You are now going to wait until 10th June 2023. When we get to 10th June 2023, you are going to have a stock market price for First Bank shares. let's assume the price at the stock market for First Bank shares, the price is now 75 naira per share. On the 10th of June, the price at the stock market happens to be 75 naira per share. And you have obtained a right at 50 naira per share. Now, my question to the class is, will you exercise your rights to buy or not? You can signify by raising up your hand, or you can respond via chat. Will you exercise your rights to buy First Bank shares on June 10th if the price happened to be 75 naira? Yes, please, we are waiting. Okay, let me check the charts. Yes, I will. Since the price is now higher. Okay, that's Chidiman's response. Yes, let's hear from Amaka. Amaka, you can speak.
Yes, sir. I agree with her.
Okay, Amaka also agreed that she will exercise her rights. Also, Paul, yes, the right will be exercised, even though it is not an obligation. It has great. Great. Now, that's a good response. Yes. The appropriate response is the investor will exercise his rights. He's going to buy the shares for 50 naira, and the shares currently worth 75 naira. The investor will exercise his rights and buy the shares for 50 naira. He can now decide to sell at 75 naira, thereby making a profit of 25 naira per share. Is that clear to all? Is that clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's great. Now let's look at another scenario. Assuming you have obtained a right to buy First Bank shares at 50 naira per share at a future specified date. You want to buy the shares on 10th June. On getting to 10th of June, the stock market price of First Bank shares happen to be 30 naira per share, and you have obtained a right to buy at 50 naira. Will you exercise your right to buy or not? Yes. You can respond via chat, or you can signify by raising up your hand. No, I won't. No, I won't. All right. That is the appropriate response. That second scenario, the option is not profitable. Not exercise its rights. Because if you exercise your rights, you are going to pay 50 naira for what you can buy for at 30 naira at the stock market. That is great. So please remember, it's a right to buy or a right to sell, not an obligation. Let's go on with the class. Thank you for your the responses. It's a right to buy, not an obligation. Now let's look at terminologies used with option. 1, option writer. The option writer is the seller. Please note, the seller is actually the option market. The seller can either sell call option or sell put option. The option writer is the seller. The seller can either be selling call or sell puts. So if you are selling call, you are selling the rights to buy. If you are selling puts, you are selling the right to sell. Is that clear, please? We have the option holder. The option holder is the buyer of the option contract. We have the exercise price. The exercise price is the predetermined price at which asset may be bought or sold. We have the option premium. The option premium is the amount of money paid by the option buyer and received by the option seller in order to engage in option transaction. Option premium, amount of money paid by the option buyer or by the option buyer and received by the option seller in order to engage in option transaction. The option premium is also known as the market price. You can also call it the market price of the option or the market value of the option. Next, American versus European option. Number 5, American versus European option. American option contracts can be exercised at any time from the initiation of the option contract up to the maturity of the option. The American option contract is an option contract that can be exercised from the initiation of the option contract up to the maturity or expiration of the option contract. While European option contracts can only be exercised at expiration. While the European option contract can only be exercised at expiration. Let me explain that with illustration. Let us explain that with illustration. Now, as of today, 10th of April, you obtain a right to buy an asset on 10th of June. You obtain a right to buy an asset within a specified period between now and 10th of June. Under American contracts, you can exercise your right within any period between 10th of April to 10th of June. American contracts, American option contracts, you can exercise your rights within a specified period, within 10th of April to 10th of June. That means you can go on the 15th of June to exercise your rights. You can go on the 20th of May, anytime within 10th of April to 10th of June. That is American option contract. But if you are talking of European option contract, you can only exercise your rights at the expiration of the contract. This contract will expire on the 10th of June. You can only exercise your rights on the 10th of June. If that is the case, that means you are dealing with American option contract. Sorry, you are dealing with European option contract. I hope that is clear. All right, next explanation. The concept of moneyness of an option. Moneyness of an option. When we say moneyness of an option, it refers to whether the option is in the money. When we say moneyness of an option, this refers to whether the option is in the money or at the money or out of the money. May we not be out of money, oh.
Amen.
May we never be out of money. When you say option is in the money, it means that that option contract is profitable. You can exercise your rights. Like the example we gave, you obtain a right to buy First Bank shares at 50 naira. In 3 months' time, you want to buy First Bank shares at 50 naira per share. On getting to 3 months, First Bank shares at the stock market is trading for 75 naira. In that case, that option contract is in the money. It is profitable to exercise your rights. So please note, you don't need to cram. When we say option is in the money, it means that that option is profitable. So there's no point cramming. You can explain it out. I've obtained a right to buy First Bank shares at 50 naira in 3 months' time. On getting to 3 months, First Bank shares is trading for 75 naira. That means that contract is in the money. Number 2, at the money. When you say a contract is at the money, it means that that contract is neither profitable nor there's a loss. It represents a break-even situation. Option contract will be at the money, where the exercise price is the same as the asset price at maturity. Option contract is said to be at the money, where the exercise price is the same as the asset price at maturity. Let me illustrate that briefly. The same example we have gave. You have obtained a right to buy First Bank shares at 50 naira per share in 3 months' time. On getting to 3 months, First Bank shares at the stock market is trading for 50 naira also. Exercise price 50 naira. The asset price at maturity. The asset in this case is the First Bank shares. The asset price at maturity 50 naira per share. That means that option is at the money. Out of the money. Out of the money. When we say option is out of the money, it means that that option contract is not profitable. When we say option is out of the money, it means that that option contract is not profitable. You don't need to exercise your rights. For example, the example we gave, the second scenario that we gave, you have obtained a right to buy First Bank shares at 50 naira. In 3 months' time, you obtain a right today, 10th of April, to buy First Bank shares at 50 naira per share. On getting to the 3 months, First Bank shares is trading at 30 naira per share. You have obtained a right to buy at 50 naira, but the share is trading at 30 naira per share. In that case, you will not exercise your rights because that option contract is out of the money. Not profitable to exercise your rights. All right. Option payoff values. When we say option value or option payoff, an option value at maturity is called its payoff. The option value at a maturity is called the payoff. At maturity, a call option is worth 0. At maturity, a call option is worth 0, or the difference between exercise price, the difference between the asset price at maturity and the exercise price. Let me take that again. At maturity, a call option value is worth 0, or the difference between the underlying asset price at maturity and the exercise price, whichever is greater. I want to explain that briefly. I'm going to connect to the whiteboard. I'm going to explain that briefly with the whiteboard. You may write. I want to connect to the whiteboard. I'm going to explain that briefly with the whiteboard. Let's move to the whiteboard. We come back to these aspects. Let me see the whiteboard. Can share the whiteboard. Okay. Control O. Let's share the whiteboard. All right. We said at maturity. We are on the whiteboard now. Call option pay off. This is written as CT is equal to max bracket 0, comma, ST minus ish. Your CT call value at maturity time T. Your XT is equal to stock or share or asset. Stock value at maturity. Maturity time. Your E, your capital letter E. Let me write that again, please. Oh, wow. Now you're trying to chat with me. I'm in the online class. So. Your E is the exercise price. Now, if you want to explain this, look at the notation we gave. You obtain a rice today. Today is 10th April. You obtain a rice to buy First Bank shares at 50 naira per share. Within 3 months or in 3 months' time. In 3 months, 3 months' time. This 50 naira is called, please notice, exercise price. You have obtained a right to buy First Bank shares. On getting to 3 months, First Bank shares First Bank shares is either 75 naira or 30 naira. 75 naira or 30 naira is stock value at maturity. I can now come here. I can come here. Call value at maturity. That is call option payoff is equal to maximum of either 0, or XT at maturity. At maturity, assuming the stock price is 75 naira. 75 naira minus exercise price, 50 naira. 50 naira. I have a choice to choose between, look at it. I have a choice to choose maximum of between 0 naira. Which one are you going to take, please? Which one are you going to pick? You have a choice to pick maximum of 0 or 25 naira per share. Which one are you going to pick?
25.
You are going to exercise your right. In this case, look at it. This contract is in the money. Look at it. You are going to pick 25 naira. That means you are going to exercise your rights. In this case, this transaction is in the money. Is that clear, please? But if the share price at maturity happens to be 30 naira, that means I have a choice. Look at it. Maximum of 0 or asset price at maturity. 30 naira minus exercise price. 50 naira. I have a choice to choose between 0 or minus 20. Which one are you going to pick?
0.
You see, when you pick 0, that means you are not going to exercise your rights. That means I'm not, no. In this case, I have a choice between picking 0, meaning that I will not exercise my rights, or incur a loss of 20 naira per share. I will pick 0. I will not exercise my rights. In this case, this scenario now, this is out of the money. Please, you can write it full, assuming you are copying it. This is out of money. This contract is not profitable. Is that clear to all? We have tried to use the whiteboard to further call option payoff. This is the value of option at maturity. At maturity, the call option payoff may either be 0 or the difference between asset price at maturity and the exercise price, whichever is higher. If you want to copy this, you can copy, although we are going to save it and also share after the class with the group. This is illustration of call option payoff. Illustration of call option payoff. All right. We go back to the main material. The put option payoff is what? 0, or the difference between the exercise price and the asset price at maturity is higher. Do we need to illustrate put option payoff? Do we need to illustrate put option payoff? I'm asking a question now.
Yes, sir. Please, let's
Who is
illustrate that.
speaking? Let me know who is speaking.
Please, Chidema.
Wait. Okay, let's illustrate put option payoff. Let's go to the whiteboard. Let's go to the whiteboard. Oh, wow. Next I should be eating my rice. So, hey, Amaka.
Sir.
I should be eating my jollof rice. So people are not allowing me.
Sir, don't worry. You eat later.
Okay, just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I want to take just 1 minute. Illustration of put option payoff. Illustration of put option payoff. Puts. Oh no. Into dark. Okay, puts Oh, please, we continue. There's a temporary network glitch. I have to. Oh, this is what I don't like.
Hello, Nicholas, please make him a host. You are the host now. Please make him a host so he can share his screen.
Who is the host now?
Nicholas.
Please return the host back to me. I can't share. All right, thank you. Thank you, Jerry. I was trying to see why I'm not having this problem. Once there's a network glitch, somebody else will take the host. Okay? All right, let's go back. Now let's take illustration. Assuming you have shares with MTN currently. You have some shares with MTN. And you plan to sell these shares in June, 3 months' time. You plan to sell the shares in June. Today is April 10th. But your plan is to sell these shares in June. You now approach, assuming you are selling today, you know the price of MTN shares at the stock market. You can sell today. But your plan is to sell in 3 months' time. In 3 months' time, what the price of MTN shares will be, you are not sure. You now approach option markets. As of today, 10th of April, you now approach option markets to obtain a right to sell your MTN shares at a price of 100 naira per share. You obtain a right today to be able to sell your First Bank, your MTN shares at a price of 100 naira per share. That today is known as the exercise price. That price you obtain today to sell your shares in 3 months' time is known as what? Exercise price. Let's take it. So MTN shares, you want to sell in 3 months' time at a price of 100 naira. That 100 naira obtained today is known as your exercise price. ₦100. You now wait until 3 months' time. Let us assume on getting to 3 months, in 3 months' time, MTN shares are trading at 120 or 70 naira. The MTN share price in 3 months is called stock price at maturity. Okay. Now, the question is, you have obtained a right to sell your shares at 100 naira today in 3 months' time. On getting to 3 months, MTN shares are trading at 120. Will you exercise your right to sell or not? The question is to the class.
I will exercise it.
Okay, who is speaking, please?
Mr. Remu.
Mr. Aremu, you have
Yes, sir.
obtained a right to sell your shares at 100 naira per share in 3 months' time. On getting to 3 months, the MTN shares are trading at 100 naira per share at the stock market.
Okay.
Will you exercise
Yes,
your
sir.
right or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Let's look at other responses. Yes, yes. Okay. Any other response? Let me take the scenario again. You have obtained a right to sell your First Bank shares at 100 naira per share in 3 months' time. You now wait until 3 months. On getting to 3 months, First Bank shares are trading at 100 naira per share. Will you exercise your right to sell? 3 people have responded. They said yes.
No, sir. I won't exercise my right. This is Chidinma.
No, I won't.
I won't exercise
Any
my
other
right
opinion?
because
I won't. The appropriate response is that I will not exercise my rights. Look at it, please. You have obtained a right to sell your shares for 100 naira. On getting to 3 months, okay, Mr. Aremu has changed his mind. He said, no, I won't. I will not exercise my right. On getting to 3 months, MTN shares are trading at 120. The appropriate response is no. I will not. Let's look at it. Let us demonstrate to it put option payoff. Look at it. We said at maturity, the put option payoff is either 0 or difference between exercise price and asset price at maturity. Look at it. Let's demonstrate this. Max of bracket 0 or exercise price 100 naira. Asset price at maturity minus 120. You have a choice to choose between 0 or incur a loss of 20 naira. What are you going to do, please? You are going to choose 0. That means you will not exercise your rights. Once you select 0, that means you are going to opt out of the option contract. In this case, this is, let me use red ink here. This is, in this case, this is what? Out of the but second scenario, look at the second scenario. Or you have obtained a right to sell your shares at 100 naira in 3 months' time. On getting to 3 months, at the stock market, MTN shares are trading at 70 naira. Will you exercise your right to sell or not? The question is to the class.
I will.
I will exercise it.
In that case,
will.
I
will
will.
exercise.
I will exercise my rights. You are going to sell for 100 naira. What currently worth 70 naira? Look at it. want to write it, it becomes max of 0 or difference between exercise price 100 naira and ask price at maturity naira. I have a choice to choose between 0 or make a profit of 30 naira. Which one is better for me? This one is better. This one is, in this case, this is in the money. This option contract is in the money. I'm going to exercise my rights. I'm going to collect. I will make a profit of 30 naira per shares. Per shares sold. This is the put option payoff. This is the put option payoff. We are going to save this. After the class, we shall share by God's grace illustration of puts option pay. All right. Let's go back to the main material. We have explained that our next explanation is puts call parity theory. Our next explanation is puts call parity theory. Yes, Paul, any question? You can go ahead and speak. Mr. Paul, you can speak.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon,
Yes.
Paul.
Yes, sir, please, I'm still trying to understand the dynamics of the put option payoff. How can you pay an option premium to sell for 100 naira, and in 3 months' time, it raises up to 120, and you are making a loss? What's the dynamics of it? Because if it's higher for me, the way I'm saying it, I might be wrong, but if you're to sell for higher, is that not a profit for you?
All right. Thank you for the question. Because I also know that by asking this question, you are also helping others who probably will not even ask and they don't understand. Now let's explain that. The question Paul has asked is, what is the dynamics of this option contract? Now, we are going to take illustration again. The put option. Now, Paul, let us assume currently you have some shares with Dangote. You have bought Dangote shares last year. Investment in Dangote shares. You now plan to sell these shares in December. Your plan is in December, you are going to dispose your Dangote shares. We are still in April, but you are planning to sell Dangote shares in December. You now approach the option market you approach the option market today to obtain a right to be able to sell your Dangote shares at 100 naira per share. You have obtained a right to be able to sell your Dangote shares at 100 naira per share. You now wait until December. Let us assume that on getting to December, Dangote shares are trading at 120 naira per share. You have obtained a right to sell at what price? 100 naira per share. Now, at the stock market in December, Dangote shares are trading at 120 naira per share. My first question to you is, will you exercise your right to sell at 100 naira? Mr. Paul.
Yes, sir.
My first question to you is that, are you going to exercise your right to sell your Dangote shares at 100 naira per share? If you are aware that at the stock market, Dangote shares are trading at 120. Will you sell or will you not sell?
I would sell.
Okay, now good. You are going to sell. You know, you have obtained a right to sell for 100 naira. That means you are going to sell for 100 naira what currently worth 120. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Paul.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I answered that I would sell because I know the because you illustrated that if it's at 120, that.
And look, I know you have obtained a right to sell your share for 100 naira.
Yes.
That the right is that you are going to sell your shares for 100 naira. You obtain a right today to sell your shares for 100 naira.
Yes.
On getting to December, Dangote shares are trading at 120. You now want to exercise your right to sell. If you exercise your right, you are going to sell at 100 naira per share. What currently worth 120? Would that make sense to you? Yes.
Yes, sir, it does. It does.
Hello, would that make sense to you?
Okay, to sell at 100 naira.
Yes.
Nice price. If it's trading off at 120. Yes, it does, sir.
You have obtained a right to sell for 100 naira. Now, the shares are trading at 120. If you exercise your rights, that means you want to sell for 100 naira. What you can sell for 120. That means if you exercise your rights, you are going to be incurring loss of 20 naira. Will you exercise your right or not?
No, I wouldn't incur my rights.
That means you will not exercise your right. You know, we said option is the right, but not the obligation. With that scenario we have created, the appropriate response is no, I will not exercise my rights. You are going to opt out of the option contract. You cannot go and sell at 120. If you don't exercise your rights, that means you are opting out of the option contract. Thank you, Raymond and Uche, for the responses. Thank you. That means you are going to opt out of the option contract. When we say I will not exercise my right. It simply means you are opting out of the option contract. You can now go and sell as, once you opt out, you can now go and sell at 120 naira, the current trading price at the stock market. Is that better, Paul? Mr. Paul?
Yes,
Is the explanation better? Is it clearer now?
Clearer now. Thank you, sir. Clearer.
All right. So that's fine. That's fine.
Thank you.
Let's continue. Want to explain?
Please, I have a question. Sorry.
Oh, okay. You like just signify with raising up your hand. No problem. You
Okay,
can go ahead and ask.
Okay, the question is, if you want to enter into an option contract, then you will pay an option premium. Then the calculation we have been doing since, I want to ask, that premium that we normally pay to enter into the contract, what happens to the money? Like, let me assume that I enter a contract I want to sell. At the end of the period, I did not let her sell because the price increased. So that particular money I paid, is it a loss to me, or did I not? Like, what happened to that money? That is my question, sir.
All right. Sorry, may we know your name, please?
Prosper.
Prosper.
Yes.
All right. We'll respond shortly. Now let's go to the question Prosper has asked. He's trying to find out if, for you to obtain the rights to buy or sell, you must pay a premium, the option premium. And this premium is not refundable. His question is, if he is not exercising his rights, what happened to the premium? Is that premium a loss to you? Yes, that premium, you cannot get it back. That premium is a loss to you, the investor. It's a gain to the option market. The option market is giving you a right, and you must pay for the right. It's like saying you approach a government to obtain patent rights. If you have approached a government to obtain a patent right, to be the sole producer of a product for a number of years, maybe for the next 5 years, you want to be the only producer of a particular product in Lagos State. You want to be the sole producer of a particular product in Lagos State. You must pay for that right, that patent right. What you are paying for that right is called premium. And that money will not be refunded to you. Now, if you have paid government, whether you now commence production of the product or not, can you get the payment you have made back? You have paid, government has given you license to produce a particular product for five years. You now pay a premium to government. Whether you now commence production of that product or you didn't commence production, Can you get the premium you have paid back? You cannot get that premium back. You have been given the right. It is your choice to exercise your rights to commence production or not to exercise your rights. So that premium is a gain to the option market and a loss to the option buyer. Does that answer your question, please?
Yes, I'm clear. Thank you very much, sir. I'm clear.
All right. We want to explain puts, call, parity theory. This is perhaps the most fundamental parity relationship among option prices. The puts call parity theory is the most fundamental parity relationship among option prices. This relationship shows that when certain conditions, there is a fixed relationship between the market price of a call and the market price of a put option. The put call parity theory states that where certain conditions are met, there's a fixed relationship between the market price of a call and the market price of a put option. Now let me try to explain more. What this theory is trying to say is that if you know the price of a call, when I say price of a call, if you know the premium of a call option, you can calculate premium of a put option. Alternatively, if you know the premium of a put option, you can calculate premium of a call option. Let us go to the whiteboard. Let us illustrate the formula. Look at the formula, please. Put, call. There's put call, parity. Parity theory. That the equation is given as C plus capital letter E, exponential letter, small letter E exponential, raised to power minus R, RT is equal to P plus X. Write it if you want, where C is equal to call option price or premium, your capital letter E is the exercise price, your letter R is the risk-free rates, your capital letter T is the time to maturity your P is put option price. Then your X is equal to stock price. We also call it asset price. The assets could be stock, bond, or in currency. This is the equation of the put-call parity theory. So for those taking a note, you can carefully document this, or do after the class. We are still going to share what we have. This is page 3. So I can go puts call parity theory. Now let's go back to the main material. We have explained the put-call parity theory. These are the conditions for put-call parity theory. 1, the call and the put options must be on the same underlying stock. Conditions for put-call parity. 1, the call and the put option must be on the same underlying stock. 2, the call and the put option must have the same exercise price. 3, the call and the put option must have the same maturity dates or expiration dates. Number 4, the underlying assets must not pay dividends during the life of the option contract. Number 5, the call and the put option must be European style option. Then lastly, the bond. The bond must be a risk-free zero coupon bond. That is The debt of the company must be risk-free. Our next explanation is the Black-Scholes option pricing model. My next explanation is the Black-Scholes option pricing model. Please, let's listen to this carefully. Calculation we apply here. The Black-Scholes option pricing model is a mathematical model. I'm trying to keep the pace of the lecture. The Black-Scholes option pricing model is a mathematical model that can be used to calculate the fair price Let me take that again. The Black-Scholes option pricing model is a mathematical model that can be used to determine the fair price or the theoretical value of a call or put option based on 5 variables. These variables are volatility, underlying stock price, time to maturity, the exercise price, and the risk-free rate. Look at the 5 variables. 1, underlying stock price or asset price. 2, exercise price. 3, time to maturity. 4, risk-free rates. And 5, volatility. We can use Black-Scholes to determine, please note, Black-Scholes model is used to calculate option premium. You can use it to calculate call option premium or put option premium. Hello? Please note, Black-Scholes model is used to calculate the appropriate premium for call option or for put option based on 5 input variables. The Black-Scholes option pricing model is used to calculate the option premium for call or put option based on 5 variables. Please note that. All right. Let's go to the whiteboard.
Excuse me, sir, please.
Any question?
Yes, sir, please, can you name the 5 variables again?
I'm going to the whiteboard.
Okay.
I'm going to specify the 5 variables.
All right.
Let's go to the Black-Scholes schools. Option pricing model. In brackets, BSOP. They also call it model. We said this is a mathematical model for calculating option premium for call option or put option based on 5 input variables. The input variables are the 5 input variables. Are 1, underlying asset price. Please, I don't like shading, that there's no confusion if you are looking at it. Underlying asset price. This is denoted with XO. 2, exercise price, also called the strike price. Exercise price, this is denoted with capital letter E. 3, time to maturity. This is denoted with capital letter T. 4, risk-free rate. This is denoted with small letter R. Then 5, volatility, represented by standard deviation. I'm going to write in full, because if I put SD, somebody not in class might not know standard deviation. This is denoted as standard deviation sign. So those are the 5 input variables. Please, if you want to calculate option premium, maybe you are calculating call option premium, or you are calculating call option, put option premium, you make use of Black School model. Black School option pricing model. I will save it. So in case I share, you know. Now let's go and look at the formula for call option. Next, if you have to calculate call option price or call option premium, look at the formula, call option price or premium. The formula is, look at the formula below. You open a big bracket, XO multiplied by N D1, close your bracket, minus capital letter E, exercise practice. Then small letter E, exponential, minus R multiplied by T multiplied by N D2. This is the formula for, please note, this is for call. Let me draw a demarcation. This is the formula for call option. If you are to calculate put price or put premium, the formula is equal to, open a big bracket, E exponential raised to power minus R multiplied by T multiplied by M bracket minus D2 now now put a big bracket. Allow me to change the color of this one. I want to do something quickly here. Okay. You have your bracket, the big brackets. The big brackets. Now minus, open another bracket. XO multiplied by N bracket minus D1. Close your bracket. Please note the formula for call. Note the formula for puts. Then there's still two formula to be explained. You have your D1 is equal to in bracket XO over E plus bracket R plus 0.5 0.5 is constant with the formula. Volatility square, close your bracket, multiply by T, everything divided by volatility square root of T. This is the formula for D1. Then finally, I can manage here now. Formula for D2. Is equal to D1 minus volatility square root of T. We have stated what is SO, what is capital letter E, small letter R, letter T, then volatility. Your D1 and D2. Your D1 and D2 is your normal distribution table. Your ND1 and ND2. What happened? Elena. Student with their the formula. Don't worry. First is, I want you to study the formula. Don't cram. By the time we start using the formula, you're going to get used to it. Second is, examiner will give you at the back of your question paper. But you must know how to use it. You sorrow is a wow, no. So please, the formula will be provided at the back of your question script. However, it is important to understand how to use this formula. All right, so let me save this. Blask School option pricing model formula. So let's go back to our main material. The assumption of Blask School model. 1. Constant volatility. The assumption of Blask School model. 1. Constant volatility. 2. Interest rates are constant and known. Number 3, the underlying stock does not pay dividend during the life of the option. Please, let's continue. Who is the host now? Please return the host back to me. Where is changing here? I want to round up this explanation. All right. I was trying to explain frictionless markets, a market without transaction cost. Then Blask School model can only be used to value European option contracts. Please note that you can only use Blask School model to value European option. Please let others join. Some have left the class. The online class today, let me see. Now, our last discussion is the Greeks. The Greeks is our last discussion to round up. The Greeks measure the sensitivity of option value to a change in any of the input variables, the Greeks measures the sensitivity of the option value to a change in any of the input variables. The Greeks shows the extent to which option price will change. The Greeks show the extent to which option price will change if there is a change in any of the input variables. What are these input variables? We have underlying asset price, we have exercise price, we have time to maturity, we have risk-free rates, and we have volatility. The Greeks measure the sensitivity of option price or option value or option premium to a change in any of the input variables. Now, types of Greeks. 1, delta. Types of Greeks, delta. Number one, delta. Delta measures the sensitivity of option price to a change in underlying asset price. Delta measures the sensitivity of option price to a change in the price of the underlying asset. Please note, delta of a call is equal to, delta can be approximated as follows. 1, delta of a call option is equal to N bracket D1. Delta of a put option is equal to N bracket D1 minus D1. Delta of an asset is equal to 1. Please, these 3 points I've mentioned, you are going to put it in your blood system. Delta of a call, N bracket minus D1. Delta of a put option, N bracket minus D1 minus 1. Delta of an asset is equal to 1. Please remember, an asset could be a stock or bond or foreign currency or other financial indexes. Now, we have delta neutral hedging. You can use delta as an hedging tool. Delta neutral hedging. Delta can be used as an hedging tool. A delta neutral position is one whose value does not change in response to changes in the value of the underlying asset. A delta neutral position is one whose value does not change in response to changes in the value of the underlying asset. The objective of a delta neutral portfolio is to combine a position in assets with a position in option so that the value of the portfolio does not change. Now, what I'm saying might sound like Greeks. Sounds strange to your ear. All we are trying to do here is that We can use data to hedge against fluctuation in portfolio value. You can use data to protect your investment against fluctuation in value. That is the whole essence. Other Greeks, we have gamma. Other Greeks, we have gamma. Gamma measures the amount by which data value changes as the price of the underlying asset changes. Gamma is calculated as change in data over change in underlying price. Please note this. Gamma is positive for both call and put option. Gamma is the same for both call and put option and is always positive. Number next, theta. Theta measures change in option value as a result of change in time to maturity. Theta measures change in option value as a result of change in time to maturity. Next, RHO, rho. Rho measures the sensitivity of option price to interest rate changes. Rho measures sensitivity of option price to a change in risk-free rate of interest. Please note, Rho is positive for call and negative for puts. RHO, Rho is positive for call and negative for puts. Then lastly, we have Vega. Vega measures the change in option price for a given change in volatility of the underlying asset. Vega measures change in option price or option value or option premium as a result of change in volatility of the assets of the underlying assets. Vega is positive for both call and put option. All right, we are done with the explanation. But let me use whiteboard to further explain the Greeks. The Greeks, we have types. One is called data. Data is calculated as change in option price divided by change in asset price. It simply means that if there's a change in asset price, what is the impact on option price? Number two, you have gamma. Gamma measure change in delta value as a result of change in asset price. Three, we have theta. Theta measures change in option value.
Sorry.
You have a question? As a result of change in time to maturity. That is theta. Number 4, you have RAO. Are you trying to ask question, please?
Not a question, sir. Sir, we can't see what you are doing.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I thought the whiteboard. No, I thought the whiteboard was here. Sorry. Thank God you are speaking out. Look at what I've done. You can see it now, please.
Yes, I can see it now.
Someone class. Anyway, you are speaking out. You know, because I went off, I didn't know that the whiteboard was not sharing. Real is equal to change in option price divided by change in risk-free rates. Then the number 5, I want to manage here. Number 5 is called Vega. This thing going on. Vega. No, it's A. This is equal to I need to find a way on this. Vega is equal to change in option price divided by change in volatility. These are the 5 Greeks. These are the 5 Greeks. With this, we come to the end of the explanation and the end of the class. Like I said, we have explained the principles. What is next is to solve questions. But we have to stop here. We'll try and speed up the video. I wish you can get the video today so that you can listen to it today, tomorrow. For the physical class students, when we meet on Saturday, I will be solving questions. For the online class students, I'm aware I still have one thing we are doing. When we meet next, we are going to solve questions. But I just hope that you can get the video at least if maximum tomorrow morning, so that you can listen to it and you can prepare for question when we meet next. All right. On my part, I'm done with the question. I'm done with the explanation. I want to know if there's any question from the students.
Sir, so I want to ask. Hello, sir.
Please go ahead.
Sir, for the online student, do you have SFN this evening? But we are supposed to have class in the evening today.
Okay. Normally, Juan will take your class this evening. Well, I should take your class on Friday.
Okay, sir.
So I'm not sure there will be class, but please private chat Juan.
All right, sir.
Or you can even ask on your online groups.
The platform. Okay.
Now, please tag Juan and ask that will there be online class today? Tonight.
Yes, sir.
But I'm not so sure.
Okay.
Is that clear? Is that clear, Prosper?
Yes, I see, sir. Thank you.
All right. May God give us a better understanding. We shall be shutting down the class.
Amen.
I want to
No.
thank you for your time, in spite of the short notice. I want to thank you for making our time to be in the class. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Nicholas, admin.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.